Alright, welcome back. So I totally missed a step when I lowered it, and we're going to fix it now. And that is the brake hose. As you can tell, it's really close to the frame now that we've lowered it and got rid of the bump stop. There has been contact made. Now I've only driven it maybe 10 miles, probably less than that. But when I went underneath to retorque my U-bolt yesterday, I noticed that this was here, and I remember reading about it, and I totally neglected to address it. So that's what we're going to do now. So we're going to take our bolt out, and we're going to flip it around, and we're going to put it back on, and then we got to bleed the brakes. So, I have my drain pin underneath. I got my light that's going to die. And I have a 13 millimeter wrench. There we go. And where the prayer comes out. Alright, so we're gonna take it out, bust our washer. So let's flip it. So it goes to the bottom now. Try to flip it so it goes through the bottom. As pains that it's gonna be. It's gonna be especially hard for me because I'm letting my camera there in view for you guys. Washer stay on? Washer totally stayed on. Okay. So we're going to go like this. Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it started. The last peek, make sure both washers are on. Both washers are on. This is going to take a while. Oh, if you remember, it was tightened to about 200 foot-pounds. That was a joke. Okay, that brake line is now clean and clear. Hopefully we don't get the camera. You get it all? No, it's down there more. Okay. Alright, I am going to go do the other side, and we'll come back for the bleeding. Alright guys, we have our hose turned around. I will admit it was not without problems. the copper crush washers weren't sealing, so I had to replace them. So if you got to go through this, just buy the washers ahead of time. I got lucky and I have a drawer full of brake parts, which had 4 crush washers. So I don't have any more, but they're all new. Alright, so I have my hose hooked up to my bleeder. That was a 10 millimeter. And this is my one-man bleeder. So the bleeder line goes from the caliper through the bleeder, and it goes into a bottle. And as you can tell, my hose end is underneath the fill line. So I'm going to crack this open. Like I said, 10 millimeter. I already loosened it, but now I should just be able to turn it. I'm going to need some light. Alright, that should be open enough. And so I've already filled the reservoir with brake fluid. So I'm going to go pump this a few times. What we're going to do is we're going to get all the air out. You'll see bubbles. So I'm going to do it, I don't know, 5-6 times with the pedal. Alright, reservoir's full. I'm going to pump slowly. You should be seeing bubbles coming out, unless my bleeder's not open. Three, 4. And the reason we do it with our bleeder this way, we do. Alright, so the reason we have our brake bleeder going into the bottle is when we let off the pedal, we want it to suck up fluid and not air. Okay, let's see. I don't know what it looked like, but I'm gonna check the master. Master looks okay. Did we even bleed it? Is the master, the vent even open? If I take the hose off, yeah, it's open. Okay. I don't know how much it's open, so I'm just gonna pump it a few more times. What the heck is going on here, guys? I think my bleeder's clogged. So we are taking out the bleeder because it's only leaking. It's not leaking out of the nipple, really. Trying to remember what I'm working on that I ran into this trouble. May have been, I think it was the PT Cruiser when I bought the rear calipers from the pick and pull when I converted it to 4-wheel disc brakes. I think I had to punch them out. Actually, exactly what it was, because I had to completely rebuild them. And while I had them, I already powder coated them. At the time, I used to have powder coating oven and everything. Okay. So here's a bleeder. And yeah, you can't even see the hole. It's just clogged. Let's grab a stiff brush. Here's a stainless tip. Alright, so if you can see that, it is clogged, corroded. It ain't letting it bleed. There's the hole, found it. Alright, so they give you 5 of them. I guess it's the only way they make money on them. I don't know. Anyways, it's clear. Bleeder out. One in. Hopefully a new one in. Yeah, the same, right? No. One is a fine thread, one is a coarse thread. They're not the same. Right? After multiple trips to the store, I think we finally got the right one. First time he wanted to give me metric 10 125s. Those were too coarse. Then it was metric 8, which are too small. So I measured myself. Metric 1 or metric 10 1.0, and now it looks like we have a winner. Finally, we can bleed our brakes. Nothing like a hour-long job get extended by a parts store. Oh, it's going so much better. Alright, let's just zap that in. Where'd my rag go? Lost it. Is it working? You tell me, I can't see. I'm sure we gotta do this a bunch, because that's been opened a bunch. Let's go look at the reservoir. not as high as it was. That means it's working. This time we should be bleeding. There we go, we're definitely doing something. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm just going to fill the reservoir. It's fine. We'll do it a few more times. Definitely some bad fluid. I really should change the fluid in this thing. Maybe we'll do that another day. Alright guys, here we are, 6 hours in a 1 hour job. Yeah, I've been having problems bleeding the brakes, but the big problems we had were the brake bleeders. They were sealed shut. I went and bought new ones, but this side would not seal with the new bleeder. When it was tight and you'd hit the brakes, it was just still pushing fluid out. And what happened was, when I thought I was done, I pulled it out and I essentially had no brakes. I got a puddle still in the front of the driveway, you can see, and a puddle down here. Most of this is me just hitting the brakes trying to see what was going on. And it was, the bleeder wasn't seating, so instead of fussing with it, I just bought a new caliper and leave it to O'Reilly's to give me the wrong calipers again. Every time I go there, they give me the wrong caliper. I was a little rude to the guy this time, but mainly for his benefit, because next time someone comes in and looks for a two-wheel drive left rear caliper, he will make sure it is not a right rear for a two-wheel drive and a left rear for a four-wheel drive. He will remember me. It's starting to rain and we're done. So this is supposed to be a quick video. Yeah, it's supposed to take an hour just to flip those brake lines, but yeah, here we are, 6 hours in. One thing I did want to point out is, I don't know if you can see this here, but your hook, the crimp side actually sticks out further on one side, and if you put it on wrong, if you were like to flip this the other way around, it would touch the caliper and it wouldn't tighten up. So if you are doing this, make sure that it's flat all the way down on the one side that's going against the caliper. Alright, thanks for watching. Yeah, peace out, people.